glad to have you here as our first guest on BGGeek Online. You've got quite the digital environment behind you. You've also done a lot of work with Castle Tricon, your special game demo structure. So,
and we will use it also here at Spiel from tomorrow. We will use it, and whoever will be interested is really welcome.
Yeah. So maybe you can give us an overview of Lost Ruins of Arnak. We've heard some about it already. Had a nice designer diary from Min talking on BGG News, talking about the overview of the world and the art and the design and everything that goes in behind it. And I know from experience, there's always a lot of that from Czech games. It's just a lot of world building to deliver the final product.
Yeah. So the game itself, it's about exploration of this newly found island. Obviously, it's in alternative past, something like 30s, 40s of the last century, and you found this completely new island, and you are trying to discover its secrets. And finding things about this island in the end is represented as victory points in this game. From mechanisms point of view, might be for people interesting to hear that it combines, I would say, very uniquely two different mechanisms, and that is deck building and worker placement. But both of those are a bit unusual than what you are used to, but in my opinion, then they work really well together. On top of that, you have there a lot of exploration and developing or exploring the secrets and writing about them and going up on some research track. So that's basic overview of the game.
Okay. Do you want to give us an overview of sections of the board, what we're looking at, and then possibly lead us through a few turns?
Yeah. So on the top, there are basically cards. On the very top, there are cards, just decks. On the left, artifacts. On the right, items. But just below that, there is a row from where you will acquire most of the cards during your deck building. In the first round of the game, there is just one artifact on the left and 5 items on the right. But as the game will progress, that stuff which is below moon with 1 will move to right. And then, because of that, there will be more artifacts, because all places on the left from the stuff will be artifacts, and on the right, items. So at the very last round of the game, which is 5th round, there will be 5 artifacts and just 1 item. And the reason why it is done this way is because at the very beginning of the game, you want to build your deck mostly with items, but at the very end of the game, items are not as useful because they are used for this deck building element of the game, and at the end of the game you are not trying to make or cultivate your deck, but you will use those powerful artifacts. And difference between those two are that items usually you will get next round, and you will be able to play them next round. But artifacts you play immediately when you get them, but can come later, maybe not next round, but in 2 rounds into your hand again, when you will have another possibility to use them. So that was this card part of the game. And then below that, on the left, there is the map of the island. On the very bottom, you can see 5 different spots, which are revealed from the very beginning of the game. and so you can go there and explore there. And dig at those sites and get some rewards which are shown there when you will go there with that worker placement part of the game. Or you can go to any new unrevealed site yet and explore those places and get some extra rewards for finding new places where you can get more resources. But it is a bit dangerous because there will be some guardians who will be protecting those places and so on. And on the right from the map, there is this research track. And you start at the very bottom. Actually, you start just below what we see on the map. The supply board, which is now on the right, should be below the board, but you obviously don't have enough space to place it in a way it will be easily visible. And so you start there and you are climbing up, but every time you are moving up, you have to pay some resources. And you have two tokens there. One is magnifying glass, which represents that you found something, and as you are advancing, you found more and more stuff. And the other one is logbook or notebook, where you are actually writing down what you found. And obviously, you cannot write down something what you did not find yet. So notebook cannot be on this research track above the magnifying glass.
Okay. All right. Someone is asking in chat how big that board
is.
On
the left, there are you can see those tents, which are smaller player boards, and you have resources you have placed there, but you have there also your starting deck. And starting deck for every player is the same. It is two funding cards, two exploration cards, and two fears. Yeah, like those. The difference between first, second, third player, and so on are in resources you have from the very beginning of the game. As you can see, the red player, who is starting player, because it has this alarm clock above the player board. It has the blue player has but it should be blue, and you have red figures on the blue board, and vice versa. Yeah. Now it's better. My OCD is now okay, and so starting player has 2 golds, and the second player has 1 gold and 1 compass, which is used for exploration, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's basically most of the setup or the important stuff.
Okay. Someone's asking how big the board is, by the way. You mentioned that it doesn't really fit on the display there. What can you compare the size of that board to?
It's not huge, but our recommended setup is to rotate the board between players 90 degrees. Yeah, so everyone will sit next to it sideways.
Okay.
But it's not necessary. It's up to you how big table you have. But it's working on our smaller European tables, so you in US should be okay.
That's right. That's your judge of everything. That works out. Okay, so what's the nature of a turn? Do you want to lead us through how we might start?
The game is split into rounds, and in one round, every player will play several turns. And till all players will pass, then the next round will start. And in your turn, you can do several things. And we have those, here some small help sheet, which can actually say you what you can do in your turn. So you can dig at the side. So it means that you will take your figure, place it on one of those sides. And if you look, but I mean one of those explored sites, which are already there, sorry. And as you can see below them, there are boots, icons with the boots, which means that you actually have to pay to get there. And you are doing that with cards. At the very beginning of every round, you should draw 5 cards in your hand. So you have all but one at the beginning of the game. And when you have those cards in your hand, you should use icon, which is in top left corner, which can be either boots or with fear car, or it can be a jeep, or it can be boat. As a boot, any icon in top left corner can work as a boot. Okay, so you can use whichever you want, but in this case, the best option would be to actually use fear card, because it's just blocking your hand, and it's the only way how you can use it really well. So you will play this one to get your pawn there, and you will get 2 gold out of that. Okay, if you are on that left spot. And it is a good thing, because you can see that next time it will be your turn in this round. You might want to go and buy some card, and as you can see, there is a horse which costs 4 gold. Yeah, so it is good to take some gold. And so, for example, blue player then can go and get some exploration tokens. So yeah, exactly. Again, needs to pay boot to get there, and as a reward gets 2 compasses, and now has 3 compasses, which can be useful for other things. And then red player can play again. In this case, pay for gold to get the horse. Yeah, but we should maybe move the stuff on the top to the left and place their extra item to really show that it is round number 1. Yeah, so get the horse. And now, when you buy an item, actually the red player bought the item, not the blue one, you immediately take it and put it on the bottom of your deck.
Okay.
This way, you are sure that it will become into your hand sooner than the cards you played this round. Okay, so it is very probable that, or in this case, you are absolutely sure that you will get it next round. And you need to refill the board with another item immediately. Yeah, but that was everything for the red player. Now blue player can go explore somewhere. Okay, so to explore, you have to pay the cost for exploration, which is on the board just above the base tiles. There is 1 column, double column, and 3 compasses. So you have to pay 3 compasses to go there, and you need to pay also travel icon there. And again, you are paying this with the cards from your hand. Yeah. In this case, you are paying Jeep, so put it on the table, and you place your figure there, and you immediately get this idle token, which is there laying on the table. And if I can see it properly, it shows compass on it. That's your immediate reward going there. Okay, and place this token on your tents. Yeah, not there, a bit below them. Just on the tents. Yeah. Now you need to take from supply boards the tile which is above compasses with 1 on the back.
Yeah.
No.
On the
from
right,
supply board,
on the right,
where you have tokens, all the tokens. Yeah, and yeah, this one. Reveal it, what it is, and place it above the on the
blue
board
character?
above the place where you were exploring. Yeah, exactly like this, and you stay there on that spot below that. Yeah, because it's now occupied. It's worker placement. No one else can go there, and by doing that, you immediately get what is shown there. So in this case, it is fear card. So you are taking it from the top. No, not below your deck, but in your play area. The only thing which goes at the bottom of your deck are new items, nothing else.
Right.
Okay. And some additional resources which are shown there. There is jewel, and the last one was again exploration token or gold. I don't see it, but yeah, compass. Yeah. So you get compass and jewel. Yeah, but by searching through this place, you actually awaken Guardian from there. So on the supply board, there is another pile above that from, this one. And flip it and put it on top of the site where you are just now, which you found.
So actually covering that space right underneath the.
Yeah. The pawn should stand on the jeep spot. Yeah, like this.
Okay.
So now there is Guardian, and you need to, or you should later in during this round, you should deal with him, and to do that, you need an airplane icon and weapon. So basically, you need to fight with it in the air. Yeah, if you will be able to do that, then this Guardian will be defeated. He will be with you. You can use it later. If you will be unable to do that this round, when you will take your figures back to your board at the end of the round, you will actually receive extra fear card. So you always want to plan for that. Okay. So that was all with blue player. Let's look at the red player, and let red player have some cards in hands. So maybe it will be good to buy some cards. Yeah, you have there some gold. I don't see actually what you. Yeah, you have 2 gold. So maybe it will be good to buy one of those 2 cards. So let's say buy a flask. I believe it is flask.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one says exile it to draw 3 cards. Exile is basically not discard, but trash.
Remove from game. Yeah.
Remove from game. But you will draw extra 3 cards, which is quite powerful in this game. Yeah, so put it at the bottom of your deck and refill the card draw. And now, no, from items, yes. And now we will do a thing which was not done yet, and that is development of on the research track. Blue player now has Jewel, and Jewel is necessary to move for moving with your magnifying glass to first row of the research track. There are 2 spots, one on the left, one on the right. To one on the left, you have to pay with a weapon, with blue weapon and compass. To one on the right, you have to pay with jewel. So you have jewel right now, so you can pay jewel to move it on that spot above the price, not on the right. Yeah. And the thing on the right you can see is the reward you get when you will go there. So in this case, you will get 1 gold.
Okay.
If I remember it correctly. Maybe I can look at it here. Yeah. So and that is how you are advancing on this research track. Next time it will be possible to spend the tablet, the text plus blue weapon to actually advance to next row, and there is an extra token on that spot which have some advantage. I don't see right now which bonus it is. Yeah, it's basically trash of one card in this case.
Okay.
But this bonus is only for the first player who gets there. Okay. But the bonus on the right is for every player who will move there. So yeah, so the red player now can do something, but I don't know.
Well,
I don't remember what you have in your hands right now.
Well, actually, we could move on. I know you also wanted to talk about Under Falling Skies for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives a very clear idea of the game where you've got this dynamic board.
There was just one mistake. The cards shouldn't be drawn yet, because you draw the cards into your hand only at the beginning of the round, and we did not.
So you just
start to actually finish the round. Yeah.
Yeah, you work with what you have, and then eventually you just run out of things to work with.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's clear you've got this dynamic.
This is how it is played.
Yeah, you got this board where you are creating the action spaces as you go along, trying to work with whatever you have. You're getting the items. The flow from the items to the artifacts seems very natural as well, because it sort of mimics how you would approach exploration, where of course you come packed with stuff, or it's much easier to get these items, and then over time as you explore more, you start finding more artifacts, and it seems like a very natural progression through the course of the game.
Yeah, and what we did, that actually all these items, they are unique. There are no two same items, and the same applies to to those artifacts. They are all the artifacts are unique, and it really depends which one will come at the beginning of the game, which sites will appear when you are exploring, and games can be very different one from each other. And on top of that, we have actually also the other side of the player board. So not just this one, but we have a bit darker one, which is a bit different, I would say. Especially that the research track is very different.
Okay. So excellent. Well, thank you very much for the overview there.
Ruins of Arnak.
You also wanted to talk about Under Falling Skies. It's a solitaire game. It was originally self-published, where a guy did a print and play version, and then Czech Games took it and really upgraded and modified and did lots with it. And to help highlight this, let me just talk 1 second about what Czech Games does here. So they send out not only to media people here, not only the game itself, but a demo copy of the game in which, let me show this here. It warns you, it's got a special rule book to say it's a demo copy. And why it's a demo copy is because some of the components are real, but then some of them are blurred out so that nothing is revealed. You can film your video with this copy of the game, so the stuff later in the campaign is not spoiled. It's extremely clever concept, Peter.
Yeah, and actually we did this for two reasons. One is for media people, and another one is for game libraries, because then it is easy to put this demo copy in a library, and avoid people to be accidentally exposed to some stuff from the campaign itself. Yes. So we did those, and all the retailers who pre-ordered the launch kits from us get one of those also. Yeah,
because it gives you a teaser for the game and not the entire thing. You get that. And even when you play through the campaign, you can then play through it again, or
you can play through it several times, because you basically use roughly about half of the components to go through the campaign once. So you really need to go through it several times to actually see everything in action. But even if you finish the campaign several times, you can of course set different difficulty levels to make it even more challenging when you are playing it again. And all the components are designed in a way that even if you will play just one standalone game, that standalone game you can mix with the components from the campaign, because there are what you have before you will actually take it out from the box as a campaign. You have fully playable game, which is very similar to what was in that print and play game, and that campaign is what we added on top of that. Yeah, and but even this before campaign game is actually richer than what was in the print and play game. Yeah. So and the campaign is split into chapters. Each chapter is separated like this. So this is first chapter, this is second chapter, and so on. As you can see, I have this demo copy also to not accidentally reveal some secrets from the campaign. Yeah, and to give people, possibility to try how campaign can look like, we actually from the first chapter, we basically those half of the components you can use for first playthrough of the game. We kept normal in this demo copy, so you can try how it looks like and what you will get when you will play the game, play the campaign. Yeah,
it's an extremely clever model and a tool for retailers, because of course they give a taste, and then hopefully people take it home.
We were really trying to find a way how to make it not too expensive, because it is very easy to put all these components into envelopes and reveal them and so on, but all these things makes production significantly more expensive, and we wanted to keep, as it is solo game, to keep it cheap. So we packed it in a way that it is in a box. The box is really, really heavy and filled with the components. So as you take things out of the box, you are revealing new chapters by doing that. Yeah.
All right.
And actually, we found that it is our most dense game, just from the wave to
to size, to volume,
ratio. Yeah. And we actually found that when we were shipping the container of Under Falling Skies to US, that we actually cannot fill the container fully because it will be then overloaded.
That's an interesting metric. That's right. Something new to track on BGG, I guess, on our game pages. Game density. There we go. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Peter. Giving us an overview
as you can see, if you will look at this, you can see that maybe
Lincoln's got it as well.
Yeah. So you can see that there is actually significantly more components in the campaign itself than in the starting game.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, giving us overviews of Under Falling Skies and Lost Ruins of Arnak. Yeah. And good luck with Castle Tricon. The people can visit and demo all the games there. So
yes, including, that is something completely new for us this year, we made code names as a web version online, official web version, so that one is also available there.
All right, thank you very much for joining us.